Alright. Hello, everybody. Welcome to a new video. Let's go ahead and dive right into it. My name is Devin Wayne, and I'm here to show you the hottest zip code in the United States. Out of all the past 35 years, this is going to be the hottest zip code in all of the United States. What is a zip code? It's basically a postal code that lets us know, ever since 1963, where to deliver a package. You deliver packages to your house, so it's basically letting us know where a house is located in the United States. A map like this will let you know that California basically starts with the digit 9, Oregon is usually, generally speaking, 97, Florida is 92, first two numbers, all the way up to 93, so Miami is like 33100, I believe. So that's why all the zip codes start with those numbers. Now, we're going to be talking about general contractors and basically where do people flip properties? Because if you're a wholesaler, you're going to buy basically the contract for anywhere between $10 and $500 with your earnest money deposit on that contract, and then you're going to flip that contract to somebody who usually is a private general contractor or somebody who is just investing their capital, who hires a contractor and flips a house. Now, what is flipping a house? Maybe somebody watching this doesn't know what that is, and then after I show you what this is, I'm going to go ahead and break down the data for you and show you the hottest zip code. This is flipping a house. You'll see it on HGTV. This is basically little square pieces of grass called sod. They roll that out, and as they're carving this, they put down some bricks. They basically rip down this, put some beams in place for now. Basically flipping the house, make it look nice and pretty again. They did a pretty good job on that one, not gonna lie. So with that being said, where are those general contractors and house flippers mostly residing? Well, we're going to have to use the data in this video that's popping up right now on the screen, on your mobile in the top right hand corner. Same thing for the desktop, that little gray icon. If you want to watch that video, it's going to take you to that video now. You could share it to your Facebook page, watch it later, whatever you want to do there. But it basically describes how to pull the state and all of the cash buyers in that state. Now, how ListSource works is this is going to be for this data the past 6 months. So this is the zip code that has the hottest cash buying transactions in the past 6 months. Now it might change in the past 3 months, might change in the past month, but this is the past 6 months from basically January 2020 until late July 2020. So that being said, check out all the states. So I basically scraped every single zip code, every single state. Look at Florida right there, right over here, Florida. Wow, look at all those zip codes. And what that basically means is one column is for zip codes, one column is for cash transactions in the past 6 months. So what that basically means is for this top one in Florida, it's 10, 20 cash transactions every single month. Now let's compare and contrast that with the one down here in Arkansas. Let's scroll down. This one in Arkansas looks like there's only one cash buyer over here in Arkansas. I'm making Arkansas feel bad, but let me go ahead and show you as an example what a one cash buyer in the past 6 months looks like. That's not Arkansas. AK. Is that it? No. I think that's how you spell Arkansas. Is that the zip code? Let's see. 9901. Yeah, that looks like that's it. I just want to make sure I get the whole zip code for you. Edna Bay, Arkansas. That is weird. Oh, it's Alaska. AK's Alaska. My bad. Yeah, it does look like... Right? That is Alaska? No. Or yes. Yes, it is. Oh, well, look at that. Learn about geography every day. I didn't realize that Alaska comes down on this little area here. So this is Alaska, and this is the shittiest place to buy property in Alaska. Oh, there's a glacier and your house is going to move down the mountain. There's some nice water though. I mean, besides the fact that that's probably not negative, but definitely very, 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 very cold water, glacier water. Yeah, I understand why there's only one cash buyer. Somebody probably moved up there and he's like, I'm moving to middle of nowhere in Alaska and I'm gonna buy my house in cash. That's that one guy every 6 months. So there we go. If you want to know where one cash buyer is, and you're basically not gonna get a lot of transactions happening, there's one cash buyer in 6 months up there in Alaska. Now let's juxtapose that with the exact opposite. I'm going to come over here where I sorted the top 8 states already for you. You're welcome. And we're going to look for the highest number on the top zip code, and that's going to be right here. All right, so the hottest, drum roll please, the hottest zip code is going to be right here. Where do you think this is? If you're looking over here, you're right. It is going to be, I'll turn it to map so you can see. It's going to be St. Louis, Missouri. Just northwest of St. Louis, Missouri, off the 70 highway. You're going to get to, looks like Jennings, I want to say. There's a couple different cities it looks like possibly over here. Castle Point area, Jennings. This is the hottest cash buying zip code in all of the United States. St. Louis, Missouri, go figure. I would have never thought to advertise in Missouri, because Missouri sounds like misery. So why would you advertise there? But guess what? It is the top cash buyer transaction zip code in the entire United States. So don't sleep on Missouri. Wow. Okay. So we know that in the United States, in St. Louis, Missouri, we have a new hotbed of transactions happening here. Something I'd like to mention is when you see a lot of concrete, houses tend to be uglier and cheaper. See how it's all jam-packed and concrete. Some of these are commercial areas. There's a lot of green over here, so maybe these houses aren't as cheap. I don't see a sidewalk, so these houses probably are on the cheaper side. That's probably why there's so many transactions, because those houses are not as expensive. You're not going to get that many cash transactions happening in California simply because they're 10 times more expensive. All right, so with that being said, I have this spreadsheet. We're going to kind of gently wrap it up now. This spreadsheet basically shows the states with the highest amount of zip codes with cash transactions over 30. Now, when you have a cash transaction over 30, see, all of these marked in green are over 30. When you have a cash transaction marked over 30, that basically implies for 6 months, you have more than 5 cash transactions every single month. So if there's, let's say 5 wholesalers, each of you can get 1 deal. If there's 2 wholesalers, probably each of you could potentially get 2 deals, you know? And it depends on how many cash transactions have happened before that. You could find more. You could find international buyers. There's so many different ways to find buyers. You could bring a Florida buyer, bring them to Texas, because maybe you could tell them Florida's oversaturated. If you want to invest in Texas and differentiate your portfolio, boom, you could bring somebody over to Texas. There are so many different ways to transfer cash buyers' interest to a different state, let alone work in a state where the cash buyers already are. Because if you say, hey, cash buyer, I got a property and zip code 63136 just northwest of St. Louis, Missouri. Do you know what most cash buyers in St. Louis are going to say? Hell yeah, I know that's where all of the cash transactions are. I know that's where people buy, people sell, people flip, and people make money in that zip code. So if you get a house in that zip code, you have got to be a little brain dead if you cannot sell that house. And you know, the opposite approach is that zip code in Alaska, right? If you have a house in Alaska, it could be the best deal in all of the United States. But guess what? Only one guy is bought in cash, and he might not actually be a traditional cash buyer flipper. He might just be somebody who had a bunch of money and moved to Alaska to be away from everybody. So, you know, different case in point there. So we could actually go a little bit deeper, just a little bit deeper right now. If you want to know cash transactions, that is to say anybody who bought in cash, keep in mind this is single family residence, duplex, and triplex. So they bought in cash, and then you're like, you know what? I just want to buy it and hold it. I just want to rent it out. I just want to have it as a vacation rental or a vacation house. because I have a bunch of extra money. I just want to do, 1031 exchange. There's just so many different things, reasons why people would buy a house in cash. So with that being said, not all of these are people we're looking for. They're not all cash flippers. So this is the best cash transaction zip code. Which one out of these 8 states and these top 8 on the top here, the highest per state, the highest concentration of cash buyers per state, which cash buyer zip code actually has the most flippers? Well, if you've seen the other videos, links popping up again on mobile or desktop, top right hand corner, you're going to see that link if you want to go watch it. Again, highly recommend sharing it to your Facebook or somewhere where you could watch it later, so you can finish watching this video right here, because we're going to get to the really juicy stuff over the next minute or two. So when you're on Propstream here, you just simply type in the zip code, and then the state automatically pops up right behind it, but you can put comma in the state if you want to, and then you select that. Now, what I've already done here is I selected cash buyers just to see. It's always a bummer when it does that. See, I wish there was a way to push like X. There we go. We'll just zoom in and ignore that for now. So Propstream, you're not watching, but if you are, give us an X button so we can just close those windows out, because they get a little annoying. All right, so when you're on Propstream here, you simply hit cash buyers, and you know how many cash buyers are in this area. I actually already have it sorted right there, and you can kind of tell that St. Louis, Missouri, obviously, yes, it is correct. They do have the most cash buyers. I want to keep that one open. Hopefully it's still open. If not, I know it's not the top, so that's fine. Yep, it's not. Oh well. So yeah, once you do that, you go ahead and sort it by unique properties by flippers. Go to filter, quick list choice. You select flippers. I've already done that, so all of these properties over here are going to be how many actual flippers are in that zip code. And remember, these zip codes are based on the top zip codes in the spreadsheet of the top 8 states. So here's the top 8 states. Here's the top zip code in each individual state. And then we go and we analyze each of those zip codes, and we look for the most flippers. So flippers, people who buy in cash, and within 6 months, they put it on the MLS with a real estate agent. They're trying to run a business. So with that being said, we could see Victorville, California was not on the list. Their houses are like $500,000 or more, and they have 31. So I just want to let you know that there are more hot zip codes. It depends on your definition. So for cash buyers, Missouri was the answer. If you're looking for flippers, I'm going to do another video. It might be popping up right now, but it might not be there just yet because I need to film it right now. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through and get all of the top states here. I'm going to go through all of these green zip codes that have preferably like over, I want to say like over 50. And I'm literally going to cross match all of these zip codes and find out which zip code actually has the most flipping transactions. And then whichever one has the most flipping transactions is the hottest zip code in the United States with cash transactions, specifically flippers, and has the most flipping transactions out of the whole United States. So Missouri, go figure, it still wins. In one zip code. Remember, we're not talking St. Louis. We're not talking, whatever St. Louis County is. We're not talking state. We're talking literally neighborhood. One zip code, 36 cash transactions. Divide that by 6, and it's 6. That's a lot of 6s. So 6 cash transactions every single month in this zip code in Missouri. So Missouri wins. This zip code is by far the best in the United States as far as current data can tell. Maybe when we look at the other places, there's going to be one that stands out and it's double. But as far as we can tell right now, there's 36 cash transactions in this area. And if you want to go market and advertise in this area, you're going to find a cash buyer so quickly. Look, just in the past 6 months, 2020, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So there's been more than one cash buyer every single month buying and flipping in the zip code. So that's really good news. I don't think anybody really knows about this zip code. So whoever is doing those transactions is making a bunch of money. And keep in mind, if this is a hot area right now with 36, the most that we know right now until I do more research. If this is a hot area right now, they're still going to have, more cash. They're going to do all these transactions and they're going to have more cash available to them. With a grain of salt, keep in mind, estimated value, 88,000, 50,000, 30,000, 27,000. California's properties are 10x that. So if California only had 4 cash transactions per month, unfortunately, sadly, it would match statistically the numbers you're seeing here. So a wholesaler right here, estimated value, oh my God, maybe they bought it for $5,000 to $10,000. They flipped the contract for a $5,000 check. So your check's only $5,000 in this market. So take that with a grain of salt. Keep that in mind. Even though it is the hottest zip code, the clickbaity title, that's why you're watching the video. Keep in mind, even though it's the hottest, meaning there's the most transactions, it doesn't mean you're going to make the most money. So what really matters is you need a zip code that has a high dollar sign and a high amount of flipping transactions. So as you can see with these videos, it does take a decent amount of research, but once you know this, you're not going to be advertising over here in Alaska where nobody wants to buy a house on a glacier. You're going to know exactly where to advertise in the United States. It's going to get you the most bang for your buck. So when you get a contract on a house, you flip that house and make the money you need to make for wholesale or for flipping or for investing. Whatever you're doing here, thank you for watching. I appreciate you watching. Drop a comment down below if you got anything useful. If you got a timestamp that really stands out, go ahead and put that timestamp down below and help somebody who's watching this video as well. Otherwise, thank you for watching. Have a great day.